Hey, this is Dale Schweeman. I'm live with the Schwee View. It is 10:29 tonight. I'm actually on time. I've had some work done on my electronics. They say they will now. Shouldn't be a problem. Okay, tonight I do want to talk about the Pledge of Allegiance, and I want to talk about some up-to-date stuff, some conversations I've had on Facebook. Um, I want to remind everybody to watch the shows, share the shows, hit the likes, even hit the dislikes. You can type in comments if you watch the show when you're not live. And definitely share it, hit the subscribes, and that way you can see it will notify you when I am on. And I've got a phone number. When you're watching live, you can try calling it. I've worked on it and worked on it. I've definitely, you can call in. I'm just not sure if everybody can hear what you have to say. Phone number is 502 622 8531. 502 622 8531. Okay. First, let me talk about the pledge. My view on the pledge. I've noticed that when we have debates with our politicians, it doesn't matter if they're congressmen or if they're the president, vice president, nobody says the pledge. They all want to talk about how committed and diehard they are to the country and how everything has to be from the heart. But never do they say the Pledge of Allegiance before they do any of their debates. I know Donald Trump has said that to get citizenship, people just memorize a saying. Well, sometimes them sayings that we memorize carry a lot of weight. They help us get through the day. They help us during times that we question ourselves. And I will say this tonight, right now I gotta stay. I am developing the beginning of a cold, so I'm a little drowsy, I'm a little dreary, and I got the sniffles. But I'm here. Okay? Now, back to my pledge. I do believe the Pledge of Allegiance is a very important thing. And I believe how we say it is important. And I'm going to explain why. This is major controversial. This is a major issue on it's a pride thing. Okay? I am one that adamantly believes the part of one nation under God does not belong in the Pledge of Allegiance to the United States of America. By doing that, you create two separate entities in which you are wanting to pledge allegiance to. This is not a question about the Constitution saying we separate church and state. This isn't a question of that. You can make it into that. But the reality is, it's a factual point that when you pledge allegiance, when you make a pledge, it should be to one entity at a time. Each entity should have its own pledge of allegiance. You cannot have a pledge of allegiance to multiple points. That it defeats the purpose of the Pledge of Allegiance, because now you're dividing your allegiance. So that's one point. And as I go farther into that, when they talk about what things to not talk about when you are to avoid a debate. Religion is one. The last thing you're supposed to talk about to avoid a debate is religion. Okay, if religion is a debatable issue and it creates a divide, then why do we want to put that into our pledge in which we are stating we are going to be one nation, indivisible? Okay, we're creating the problem within itself. Now, I'll go further. That line of one nation under God was not always in the pledge. It did not come in until the 1940s, in which Congress added it in. And the odd part about that is everybody says the greatest generation of this country was those that grew up and fought in World War II. Those men and women grew up saying the Pledge of Allegiance that did not have that line in it. So that line in and of itself does not make the person a greater bond to the United States, because the people who were considered the greatest generation of all time grew up saying it without that. So my thoughts, instead of having that line in, it says one nation under God, it simply can be the greatest nation on earth, the greatest nation in history. We come with the same, it delivers the same power without creating the conflict, the controversy, and the division of in itself. So that I say on the Pledge of Allegiance, which I am a firm believer in the Pledge of Allegiance, because the Pledge of Allegiance, when you look at each section of it and the wording of it, it brings in race, it brings in gender, and when we say it as children and we say it all the way through our lives, that allows us to know that the person standing next to me when I'm making this pledge is equal to me, and they know that they're equal to me, and vice versa. So therefore, we have this bond of unity. It develops the bond of unity. When you put the line in of religion, which is in and of itself something that creates animosity and division, we defeat the purpose of the Pledge of Allegiance. For those of you guys just joining, I'm talking about the pledge right now. If you would like, I do have my line open. It's 502-622-8531. It's supposed to be working tonight. I have been having technical difficulties with my electronics. They're working, seems to be everything's working right tonight. So if you guys want to call in, ask questions, debate with me, I love those things. If you would like to just type in a question or a point on the chat box, I'm okay with reading it and answering it. But that's my topic tonight, is on the Pledge of Allegiance and where it stands. I've noticed that none of our politicians during their debates, whether it be the congressmen, senators, or even vice presidents or presidents, none of them ever say the Pledge of Allegiance. None of them ever lead by example with the Pledge of Allegiance. And that's always frustrated me, that here we are, these individuals that are supposed to be leading us into a great place, and we're supposed to believe that they're going to do the right thing for this country, but none of them are willing to take the time and say that Pledge of Allegiance before each debate or at any other time that they take the stage or address us. I've been to a couple of rallies. Never once has it ever started with the Pledge of Allegiance, or has it ever been in there. And that has been something that has been a little problem for me when people are afraid to do that. Okay. I'm welcome to hear anybody's thoughts or comments on that. I'm at 9.5 minutes in, and I think it was a good show. I'd like to just mention that I've had some good conversations with people on Facebook, and I need to reiterate this. I'm neither a Republican or a Democrat. I am proud to say I'm independent. I like to look for individuals, doesn't matter what party, but individuals who are truly individuals who want to do right for this country as a whole. I'm not an individual who likes to debate just for debate's sake, even though I do it from time to time. But I like to have concrete, or at least sensible, reasoning behind whatever I'm discussing. And sometimes it seems like hostility takes over more than common sense does. And our country as a whole seems to be more gripped on, let's see if I can give you a black eye before you give me a black eye. But like I have said in other ones, and I think I'm going to close out all my shows with this now that I'm pretty comfortable with it, we need to remember that there can be no United States without the U.S., which is us. There can be no U.S. without us the people. It does not matter what our backgrounds, it does not matter what our looks are, our ages. It doesn't even matter our views, as long as we're willing to listen to each other without hostility, listen to each other and try to take the strengths or the great ideas of another person and add to another person. Because there can be no US of A without us, the people. And all of us together are the ones that have to do the work. Our politicians, they'll never be there to help you pay your phone bill or your house bill. None of them will be there when you're down. But other Americans will be. So it's US of A, us of America, that are going to help each other. This is Dale Schweetman with the SchweView. I ask you to please share this video. Do subscribe. Please hit the subscribe button and join. Please try to get other people to join. Follow me. I try to be on every night at 10:30. Hit the like button. If you'd like, type in some comments. I'll get back with you with my thoughts on it. But I do enjoy this program. I do enjoy when people watch and type in, and I'm waiting for my first caller. But like I said, this is Dale Schweetman with the SchweView. I sign off tonight with, remember, you can't have the US of A without us. Wait a minute. I got somebody text for me. They've said they've successfully connected, but I haven't had any typing come in yet. And again, I say I am just developing a cold tonight. I will do another show tomorrow, and hopefully by Monday I am successfully out of the cold business, even though here in Louisville, Kentucky, on Sunday we're supposed to be bitter, bitter cold. All right. Well, my individual who was trying to type in has not been able to do so. Please feel free. Once I go off the air, I still can receive some texts, and I can and will respond. And anybody who wants to call in, again, my phone lines should be open next time. Also, 502-622-8531. And if you're trying to call and you're not getting through, text me that too. Put that in the chat box and let me know. Then I'll know to have some more technical difficulties worked out. Again, thank you. This is Dale Schweetman with the SchweView. I'll see you tomorrow night.